Looksmaxing.
This term called Looksmaxing.
Looksmaxing.
I'll update you guys on Looksmaxing.
Yeah. But it's about just dieting down.
Looksmaxing videos all over the internet, TikTok.
It's a beacon of hope for so many guys here. On paper, it makes sense. All you gotta do is work on your appearance, and in theory, you should eventually profit. But there's only so much you can do to fix your appearance. And in today's video, I want to show you the levels of gaslighting and sheer comedy that is the Looksmaxing advice subreddit.
Yikes, Draven. Have you tried being confident?
What's up guys? Hope you're all doing well. Well, I finally have a minute to record a video. Sorry for the absence. I spent most of my break recording my remastered video. It's like 50% done, but even with the low quality animation skills that make Transformers Galvatron's Revenge look like a masterpiece in comparison, it takes ages to complete. But anyway, I decided to upload this video to pass the time. I came back to my apartment for the start of the school semester, and I have two roommates now. One is a random who replaced my friend Ned, who transferred out. Ned described this guy as a Filipino guy, so in my head, I assumed he was going to be a manlet. But when I went to introduce myself, I was greeted by some 6'3" white Chad light. Like what? How do you mix that up? So right off the bat, I got mogged before even starting class. The other dude's my friend that I mentioned on this video before, who got released out of the psych ward. The thing is, he has to take risperidone twice a day, and his mom called me to tell me I have to specifically remind him to do it. And trust me, if he goes back to acting the same way he was when I visited him in the ward, you don't have to tell me twice. You know how in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you have to keep winding up the music box, or else the puppet comes out and grabs you? It's kind of like that. I don't want to get stabbed if the voices in his head come back. But yeah, he's still a good friend of mine, so I'm hoping for the best. Anyways, both my roommates are finally out of the house, so I can record this video. Apologies in advance if my microphone sounds crackly. I don't have my stream mic on me, but I will have it for the stream this Friday with BABP at 9 p.m. Eastern time, just reacting to some clips I found that kind of make me cage. I don't know, I might check it out too, but we'll see. But yeah, enough about that, back to the main topic. So I hopped into Reddit out of boredom the other day, and I saw that I was still subscribed to r/Looksmaxing advice. Got curious and said, why the hell not? And I started scrolling through the different posts. Then I was like, what the hell am I reading? The problem with Looksmaxing outside the forums is that it's just become a place for attractive people to get validation, or for unattractive people to get gaslit. Let me show you what I mean. And one more thing, I'm not going to make fun of the way anyone looks. I think especially as a guy who has lost so much just because of the way I look, it wouldn't really be fair for me to make fun of anyone else. I'll only comment on the way people look if I think it's relevant to the point I'm trying to make. But yeah, with that note, let's get into the video.
Hey, Tips, multiple pics here.
Mods, ban her ass!
They don't break any rule, though. Why would I?
I'm joking, cause she was mad at my comment, but she is using filters, so I don't know.
So pretty I get banned is crazy. I've only posted here twice.
You could make a lot of money in this subreddit by posing as a girl innocuously looking for Looksmaxing advice, and then somehow redirecting lonely guys who make up the majority of the sub to your Reddit profile. It's just simple math at that point. And it wouldn't surprise me if there are women already doing that on this sub.
How can I look better?
Lots of potential eat lots of eggs. Eat a meat-based diet. Salmon, steak, chicken rice, potatoes, milk, stop. Using seed oils, start using olive oil. Real butter beef, tallow ghee, avocado oil, vegetables like avocado are good too. Boosting your testosterone will help a lot. And grow your hair out.
Juice, rubber goose, green rose, guava juice, giant steak, birthday cake, large rice, chocolate shake!
What the fuck does that even mean? Remember when on the forums people were flipping out about Looksmaxing going viral? You should have seen .org in the summer of 2023. They were like, no, they're gonna take all of our secrets and mock us, bro. And yeah, I can definitely see why you would think that. Those forums started as a place for subpar looking men to get surgery advice and then ascend. But then I remember that normies are normies. Very few of them are actually going to spend the time and money it takes to pull a Frank Tufano and go blind for the low price of $30K across 9 installments, of course. As you'll see, I think the opposite of what guys on the forum were worried about is going to happen. Instead of normies taking our advice and ascending, they're going to dilute our space with their own blue-pilled copes.
Curry sell here. What to do?
Oh, let me guess. You're going to tell them to lean max, maybe get a haircut? Well, I guess I got half of it. The truth you don't want to hear is that lean maxing has basically become the new gym selling. Guys think that by becoming sub 10 body fat, they will magically get girls all over them. I'm not saying this like I'm immune to it myself. I've done the furosemide, I've done the calorie counting. Guys, I'm predicting this now. Lean maxing will become the new gym selling. Yes, it's important to not be obese, but being some hollow-cheeked alien squinting into the camera will only attract other 16-year-old TikTokers with the username IBlameXYZ glazing you. Women don't think that the impoverished, starving child physique is attractive. It's just just not to them. And I really do feel bad for these kids. All of them squinting into the camera, watching those Chico edits on TikTok, pretending that one day it's gonna be them getting all the attention. It's low-key kinda sad, because I know what they're thinking. 5 years ago, it was me squinting into the camera, sucking my cheeks in the photos I was taking. The only thing it did for me was just make my face writhe in agony. I thought that by the time I was 20 years old, I'd be some Giga Chad with tons of women surrounding me. I can't even get one. That's the brutal part. I mean, it's sad, really. I look into the mirror even after all this Looksmaxing I've done consistently for the past few years, and I have nothing to show for it. All those chemicals I dumped into my body, and I couldn't escape the path I was destined to walk. I'll admit, there were days where I thought I looked good, and I told myself that was just my social skills. But I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, no wonder I get rejected all the time. Truthfully, you really are only as attractive as the opposite gender treats you. There are mental cells out there who are nerfed tremendously by their bad social skills. But for the vast majority of guys stuck here, it's just looks, I'm afraid. I have a few more Looksmaxes I'm planning to do this year, but after that, I'm finished. There's really nowhere else to go from here, except that I probably won't ascend anytime soon.
Male 28. Do I have a chance in my current state? I would say I'm at least a 7 and looking for any advice to increase my rating. Reason this pick is not good is because my mom cut my hair, I'm Mormon, and it was the most recent.
Focus on physique.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Focus on physique.
Yeah, what does that even fucking mean?
Over for you.
Guys, do I have a chance to achieve an acceptable level of appearance after puberty, or is it all over for me? Please, no advice on unnatural methods. I want to know if I have bad genetics, or is this just a certain stage of my life? Because before puberty I looked quite attractive as a child.
This poor kid. He's coming here for legit advice, but then people are just telling him to money max and stuff, since even they know it's over. This guy's just giving him the typical Tate and Hamza BS, since on a subconscious level, like I said, even he knows it's over for him. And as for the gym copers in the comments, I'm not trying to be mean here, but the original poster looks like the IRL equivalent of Christopher Zeigel from the Dire Wimpy Kids series. You can't just work out and magically change that. Okay, the eyebrow one made me laugh a little, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, he has the most generic pretty boy haircut ever. There isn't a single haircut out there that has a higher SNV than that one.
Male 26, lack a lot of confidence, no jawline and big wonky nose, only good feature is I'm tall.
The third pick is good. I think you should try a new haircut that's more polished on the sides and more flat on the top, like the third picture of yours.
You look fine, but yeah, confidence is important. Do you work out often, and what's your style like on a daily?
Dude, honestly, this guy would just be better off going to Southeast Asia. It would be way more time and cost effective than trying to work with his current face in the West. Throughout all these posts, you'll notice that the people here find a way to do mental gymnastics instead of just admitting it's over, for the most part. I get that's an improvement subreddit, but it wouldn't surprise me that outside virtue signaling, they actually believe everyone can just improve their way out of a situation. Oh dude, anyone can become an 8 just by doing basic softmaxes. And you can trace this up to the faces of the Looksmaxing trend. Something that really pisses me off about the Looksmaxing community gurus like Dylan Latham is that they just lie to their viewers, scam them out of money, and give them false hope.
One of the biggest lies that we were ever told is that the color of your eyes matter. The color itself actually has very little to do with how good your eyes look. Leah Halton is a good example of this. She went extremely viral just for looking very attractive. She has the most common eye color. It's dark brown.
In this video, he says that eye shape is far more important than eye color, so that you buy his Dylan Latham horse semen eye cream in an effort to fix your eye shape. But here's the thing, eye color is a far better indicator of genetics than eye shape. You'd be much better off buying colored contacts than listening to these clowns that promise you eye shape results. Provided that the contacts look natural on you, that is. If they actually look natural on you, I'm willing to bet that the lighter eye color always looks more attractive than the darker eye color. There's a comment I saw somewhere that said something really stupid, but I can't find it. But basically, the commenter cherry-picked an example and said, Chico has brown eyes, but because he has better eye area than Boris Johnson with blue eyes, his brown eyes mog Boris Johnson's blue eyes. And aside from the blatant hyperbolic statement, comparing one of the most attractive men in the world to some below-average old geezer, Chico would actually look better with blue eyes himself. And don't even get me started on K. Shami, he's something else altogether. Selling regular face wash and creams to kids. They're supposed to turn them into moggers. Like dude, just buy CeraVe and tretinoin instead of all this crap. But even then, Shami has made enough money to probably pay for his law school. He already bought a decent car with the money he made, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's pretty much set for life at this point. You know, just hustling kids. And that's the thing with most people. They take everything at face value and don't actually digest anything. For the average normie, Looksmaxing is just a set of buzzwords like rope maxing, edge maxing, and mog. I wanted to make this video since I know there are still guys who are worried about about the influx of normies in the Looksmaxing and VP space. Sure, you'll have some new gens who come in here and end up making more meaningful progress than the dudes who brought it in this space for years. But ultimately, Looksmaxing is just another trend that's already mostly dead. I remember when normies would unironically say Chad and cope and stuff like that, but eventually it went back to being words that only we say. I don't really see anyone saying those words nearly as much as they did 4 or 5 years ago. Eventually it's gonna die back out once the guys realize that they don't want to go any farther than putting a K-Shami certified horse semen on their face, and Looksmaxing will just become a dead meme. And as I said earlier, I actually think that this affects the BP space in a worse way, since the new gens that stick around just end up denying the importance of genetics and say things like, anyone can improve. That's part of the reason why I don't really use the forums anymore, since half the guys on there just outright deny JBW and other core tenets of genetic determinism. But that's all I had for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.
This is a certified PSL classic.